Hello, encouragers. I'm Rebekah Scott, wife, mother of 4, author, and owner and designer of Rebekah Scott Designs. I'm here to encourage you, to make you feel that I can do this spirit each and every day of our awesome journeys to fulfill our many important roles. I believe we are fully equipped to execute, and I will provide as much knowledge, practices, and systems as I can to help you understand just what I know you can do. Execute. We got this. Hello, encouragers. On today's podcast, I want to talk about my 5 to 6 productivity hacks. You know, if I'm going to sit on the internet and read anything outside of work and email and podcast, I'm definitely going to read about hacks. Home hacks, food hacks, life hacks. To me, a hack is a way of getting things done faster, better, more clever, more organized, you name it. I love it. My Pinterest boards are full of hacks that I want to try on the weekends. But I got to thinking in my book, Equipped to Execute, Guiding Moms to Joyfully Impact Family and Business, I talk a lot about productivity, and my super skill really is mass production, which is kind of a fancy way of saying I really know how to get a lot done in a little amount of time. And so I've got some kind of productivity hacks that I've practiced and really honed in on over the last 15 years, and a couple that I picked up as the kids got older that I just swear by these tactics. When anyone ever interviews me for a podcast or for TV, and I make that sound more glamorous than it really is, but you know, when people say, like, if you can give me one tip during a 1 million cup interview or an interview for a podcast, I usually say what I'm going to tell you right now, one of these 6 that I use. Because I truly believe them. I practice them over and over, and I'm always willing to pick up more productivity hacks, but these are my tried and true ones, and I want to share them with you because these are very easily implemented, which is part of the thing is if you've listened to my podcast over the years, I'm big on just repeating the same thing that work repeatedly. So these I know work. I know they work for me. I have 4 kiddos. I am married. I have a job. I have about 20 people on my team. I like to cook food. So what I'm illustrating to you is all of these roles. I know these still fit within those roles and still allow me to do my priorities. I've talked frequently that my priorities are that I'm a servant of God. I'm a wife to Nicholas. I'm a mother of 4, and then I'm owner and designer of Rebekah Scott Designs, and then I'm also a podcaster. So here are about 6 of my top productivity hacks. One of the systems that I talk about frequently in my book and on the podcast is my food system, meaning have a system for your food. It doesn't have to be the same every week or even every month, but make sure that you're planning your food at the appropriate time so you're not always asking yourself, what's for dinner? Because that takes up so much mental bandwidth and interrupts with your focus on the other awesome things that you're trying to do. So for me, meal planning, I plan every day at 7:30. I have a snack, lunch, and supper planned. But what I've realized is because it's a black hole of how many different food options you can, it gets a little overwhelming for me, that I just decided to make great lists of different food groups that I plan for. So for snack foods, I just made a massive list of every single snack food I could possibly think of and just put it on computer paper and taped it on the inside of my cupboard. That way in the morning when I'm like, okay, I got to plan snack, I don't have to just recall back in my memory. I just look at the list and start reading and go, okay, well, I do have ingredients for that. Or, you know, sometimes I just serve sliced pears. Believe me, sometimes it's not like a multi-ingredient meal. But just having a list to go to saves me some time, and it's just really good productivity. So I take a look at that list for planning snacks. I also have a breakfast list, so I can look at that quick and decide what I'm going to serve for that week. I also have a lunch list, and I especially have the lunch list in the summer when I have all the kids home with me. During the school year, you know, I just do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or a salad or something simple for just little Pixon and I. But during the summer, I definitely have to have lunch plans. So I just put it on a sheet of paper, tape it to the inside of the pantry, and then I've got lists that I can go from. And even if the list inspires me to go to Pinterest and get a recipe, I can totally do that. But it just gets the juices flowing a little bit better and helps to save me time and money. Another productivity hack for me personally is I have all of my journaling and my books and my affirmations in one spot. Now, simple as this sounds, a lot of us don't. You may have your affirmations by your bed because you say them right before you go to bed. And then you have your devotional book beside your bed also. But you have your Bible over by a chair in the living room that you always aspire to sit by and sit by that window, but you don't always get it done. Totally been there. So what I decided to do is I would put all of those things in one cute little box sitting right next to my chair. And I prioritized that time like nothing. I prioritize it as much as I did when I nursed my children. That's how important it is to me, like to sit in this spot. And what I have over there is the journals for the kids. P.S. I also sell a really cool mother's journal. It's called a Mother's Love Ledger. It's available on Amazon and it's available on our website. Just saying. Go to theencouragerpodcast.com to see it. So I have all 4 journals for the kiddos there. I have my own prayer journal there. I have my Bible there. I have my latest devotional book, and I have my affirmations, and I have my prayers. I have this all in one cute little box from Hobby Lobby. And when I sit in that chair, I go through that box. It just helps me focus on what it is that I'm doing in that moment rather than going to my bedroom and then forgetting my affirmations, because all of the things that I mentioned that are in that box are very important to me, and I don't want to not do them daily. And so I read my Bible daily. I do my affirmations daily. I do not write in the journals daily. I do that once a week, but it's in that spot to do it that one time once a week. So I highly encourage all your morning things that involve prayer time, Bible, affirmations, put them all in one box next to your favorite spot to do this activity. And my third productivity hack is I have themed days. And I've talked about this frequently throughout the podcast. We have over 100 episodes now, you guys. Meaning every day I have something different that I plan for that day every month. Meaning Mondays look the same in March that they do in July for my business and also for my personal life. So on Mondays, it's laundry day. Without negotiating, without anything, Mondays is laundry day. I do have to start my laundry on Sunday night because of the amount of kids I have, but I don't fold anything until Monday night. But I do laundry on Mondays. That is the theme for Monday. And for work-wise, that is when Brenda comes back to me with everything that's been cut out, and we meet together and we pull all the work order stuff for the next week, and I pair fronts to backs, and I do interfacing. All kind of technical terms for sewing, but it's just a theme day, and that's what I do on Mondays. On Tuesdays, another theme day, is when I make my kits. Tuesday is pretty much my favorite day of the week. I don't know what it is. It's probably because of the mass-producing super skill I have, but I love Tuesdays. It's where I surge close to 3,000 parts depending on the work order that week, and then I get to put all the leather with it and all the buckles with it and all the insides and all of that. So I really enjoy Tuesdays, but that's the theme for Tuesday. And you better believe I am not making appointments or setting up play dates or going to the school lunch even on Tuesdays, because Tuesdays is a full day and it's only room for one theme during that day. And Tuesday for my home life is the linen day, meaning I strip all the beds, and my other hack, I have a separate set of sheets for every bed. So I strip the bed, I make the bed with the crisp new sheets, and then I wash all those sheets that day, fold them that night, and put them back away for next week. So a couple different productivity things in there. I have a theme day, and another thing is my hack is I have a pair of sheets, 2 sheets for every bed, so I can strip it and change it in the same moment. For Wednesday, my theme day is fit and finish. That's a term for the sewing where I put the front and the back together, and I run all of my errands on Wednesday, including personal errands. So I go into town, I get groceries for the family, and I go visit grandma for 30 to 45 minutes with my youngest. I go to Hobby Lobby if I need to get anything. I go to the doctor or the dentist or appointments or shots or whatever it is. Everything happens on Wednesday mornings. And the reason that's a productivity hack is because everybody knows that. So when someone says, hey, I was wondering, or you need, let's say the dentist is like, hey, you're up for your 6-month appointment. What are you going to do? And I say, what Wednesday morning, earliest possible, do you have? Because I know it's got to be a Wednesday, because that's my theme on Wednesdays is appointments and groceries and errands. Anything that needs to be run will be run on a Wednesday. Thursday, another theme day, is when I do book meatier appointments, meaning on the phone, I need to have a conference call, we need to do staff, I need to do big ideas, and I do a lot of designing on Thursday. So I know everything that got pushed over from the week, because I'm like you, I try to plan too much in one day. Even if I have a theme, I'm like, I'm going to sneak that in, right? Well, I don't sneak it in, so then I move it to Thursday. So Thursday is when I do product development and a lot of different designs and a lot of meetings. And then Friday is catch up, because I'm also like you, and I still decided that I could do more during the week than I actually could. So on Friday I do catch up, and I do a lot of things with my executive assistant, Angie, to move working on the business instead of in the business. So that's my theme idea, is large idea Friday. And I do a lot of the podcast writing and the ideas around the podcast and my books on Fridays. So I highly encourage you for a productivity hack, have theme days. What's Monday going to be for you personally and professionally? What's Tuesday going to be personally and professionally, all the way till Friday? And maybe you even have stuff on the weekends, but plan out days. You will get so much more done when you go to do laundry on a Wednesday and you're like, wait, I forgot I had an appointment and I forgot I was supposed to have that play date. Well, what if you had one day that you did all that? You would not be thinking and trying to fit everything in. Hey Encouragers, new to this year in Series 8, we have now started an Encourager group. If you've ever heard of a mastermind group, that is exactly what the Encourager group is. We meet together weekly for about an hour and a half to 2 hours on the Zoom platform. Don't worry, super simple, it's online. You are able to see me and your classmates, and we will go over singular focused subjects, all from my book, if you've read my book, to set you up for complete success in all of your roles. This group will change the way you monthly think of your goals because you will have constant accountability from me. You'll have constantly your classmates reminding you of your goals and how are you doing on your goals, and you'll have constant feedback and follow-up with what your goals were. There is no excuse not to meet your goals. There is no excuse not to prioritize your family. And there's no excuse not to take this Encourager group into your life and implement it. I highly encourage you to become part of our groups. They are about 6 to 8 participants at a time, and there's different classes offered. So please, on your heart, consider what would happen if I put that much more effort into all of the words I've heard on the Encourager podcast over the last 5 years. What if monthly I had to really implement these ideas and I had awesome classmates and a leader that believed passionately I could accomplish all these things? So join us on the Encourager group. Go to theencouragerpodcast.com and sign up. Another productivity hack I have, and I mentioned it already, is I run all my errands in one day. This is huge time saver and money saver. So we live out in the country. We live about 20 minutes out from any Walmart or grocery store or gas station. And so I plan everything for Wednesday morning, and it does include sometimes up to 11 different stops, depending on all the errands that I have to run. But running them in one day prevents me from sitting on a Tuesday and going, I really should go to the bank. Yep, I'm going to go to the bank. Well, for us, that would take an hour and a half to get into the bank, to make the deposit, and then, you inevitably stop at the grocery store for something, or you stop at Walmart or Target or something, and you're like, well, I'm going to drop that off too. Well, knowing that that is not an option, which it is, but I've just told my brain over and over and over that it is not an option, I only do that on Wednesday. So plan all of your errands, all of your appointments, any meetings for Wednesday, and watch how much extra time you have during the week to get things done. Another productivity hack I have that I've just developed in probably the last 5 years is I have a sticky pad in the area wherever I am working for the times when my mind flicks to another idea. So if I'm surging, which I love, that's Tuesday mornings, and I'm like, oh, I should check that bank account. I jump up from my seat and I go over to the computer and I log in, and then I see I got a notification. So then what do? You check the notification. And then you're like, oh, I'm just going to check a few emails. There's only 5 here, right? So then you're checking emails. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, I was supposed to be doing surging, which is in my case, whatever your case may be. So what I started doing was putting a sticky pad next to my serger, which is a sewing machine. And every time a thought would come to me where I'm like, oh, I just write it down on the sticky pad and go back to surging. Now, all these awesome ideas come up to me while I'm surging, which is probably why I like that time so much. I'm just very creative during that space, and so a lot of cool ideas come. But instead of acting on them on the spot, which is my nature, I write them down as detailed or as undetailed as I want on the sticky pad. Then when I am done surging, and only when I am done, can I take action on a few of those items. It has worked so well to keep me in the zone of focus. It has also helped me with leadership. Because of the different way my personality works and some of my Clifton Strengths Finders, that's the 34 different personality profiles, and you rate 5 of them. I know that I have all kinds of ideas, all kinds of energy, and I'm an activator, so I want to start it right now. That the sticky pad idea has really worked for me. So in the meeting, when I think of something, I'll write it down instead of interrupting the whole group to tell them my newest idea. I will find the agenda for the meeting and put it there. Or just write it on the sticky pad and later ask Angie or my team, like, I thought of this idea, where should this best be put or implemented on or activated on, instead of in the moment interrupting everyone. I am not perfect at this by any means. In fact, if my team was listening to this, they may crack up laughing because I'm just that squirrel-like. But it has helped me when I've been surging or thinking or listening to someone or even listening to a sermon. Writing the idea down so it's out of my head and onto paper allows me to go back to focusing on what I need to. And the 6th productivity hack is, you've heard me preach this. I should probably pause here so you guys can say, I know what she's going to say. I time everything. Remember, it's so important. Just spend 1 week timing yourself on all of your home tasks and all of your work tasks. The idea is not to become faster at it. The idea is to know how long it is so that when you tell yourself, oh, my life is so stressed out, I'm so chaotic, everything is just a mess, blah, blah, blah. You can not say that anymore because you are timing it and you'll go, okay, you know what? I am not allowing enough time to cook food in the morning and that's why I'm stressing out. Or I'm not allowing enough time to have that meeting because I'm rushing them through the meeting to get to the next idea because I haven't timed how long it actually takes me to do X, Y, Z. So here's the thing. You are unloading the groceries. You don't know how long it takes. You take a look at the clock. It's 11 a.m. You're like, okay, this is my scenario. It's going to take me 10 minutes to unload the groceries, 10 minutes to clean out the dishwasher that I didn't do that morning, and then another 10 minutes to load the purses to do the exchange. Okay, so that's 30 minutes. Okay, well, now I know. Now, if I didn't know how long it was going to take, I would be like, there's no way I'm going to get it done. I need to get out of here at 11:30. There's no way I'm going to be able to put the groceries away in time or do the dishwasher. So, okay, I'll let the dishwasher go. I'll do the dishwasher tonight, or I get the kids to do it. And, you start making up these excuses. But because I timed it, I felt so much more peace knowing that all 3 of them could be done in an amount of time. Here's the other thing. Let's say I still didn't know how long it took. And it did only take me 10 minutes. But instead of spending that 10 minutes clearing out the dishwasher, I spent it scrolling my phone, which is what most of us do, right? Whether it's even work related. Like, I'm not saying you're getting on social media and you're wasting your time. Maybe you actually are doing work thing for 10 minutes. But how much more concentrated could you be to do the dishwasher and whatever task it is so that later you can enjoy your family more or work just 10 minutes more if that's what you wanted to do? So timing everything makes me feel way less stressed out, way more in control of my time, and more focused on what matters. Time how long it takes you to bake cookies, because maybe that's important to you, to have that smell in the house for your kiddos or for your belly, which would be my case. Or time how long it takes you to have a staff meeting so you don't rush your staff through it because you've allowed enough time to hear their prayer requests, to hear the things underneath what they're trying to say. So I'm not saying when you're timing that you're trying to get the task faster. I'm asking you to be honest about how long tasks take in your life so you can allow the appropriate amount of time and to stay focused during that time because you didn't underplan how long it would take. So I'll say it again and again. Time yourself. Time your task so you have an idea and you don't end up scrolling your phone or doing something nonsensical because you just were overwhelmed with how long does this actually take. And I'm really surprised about the tasks that take 10 minutes or the tasks that take an hour or the tasks that take a day. I'm especially surprised with organizing my drawers. I think, okay, I need all of Saturday to organize everybody's drawers because there's this new folding method I'm going to use, right? So I'm like, all day. Well, I got the kids involved and I literally finished it in an hour and a half. Awesome. Now what should we do? Well, yeah, let's go to the park. Let's go do something fun. Let's go ride horses. All kinds of options. So I've timed things wrong for sure, but you better note that I wrote down it took me an hour and a half to refold everybody's drawers. Because the next time when I'm overwhelmed and stressed out because the drawers have inevitably come unfolded, I will remember my note that says, wait, I've got an hour and a half on Saturday morning before baseball. We could do this. And then I'll feel less stressed the whole day. See, I could preach and preach and preach, you guys. Big productivity hack, time everything. So I shared with you some of my productivity hacks that I use for my own personal life and also for my professional life. I suggest that you meal plan in groups. So write down all your breakfast ideas, all your snack ideas, all your supper ideas, hang them on the inside of your cupboard so that you got easy access to get your brain thinking faster and more complete with these different groups. I also recommend putting your Bible or your journal or your affirmations all in one spot so you remind yourself this is important to me and it's all in one spot. I'm not running around the house. Another productivity hack is that you have themed days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday equal what? Spend a day. Plan out what would Monday look like if it was really focused and there was a theme and I didn't do it on any other day but this day. I'm telling you, that one will make huge gains in your goals and also your productivity. Run all of your errands in one day. This is huge. It's difficult, especially for those that maybe live in town. They're like, it's no big deal to go get sour cream and eggs from the grocery store on a Tuesday night. But what if you didn't have to do that? How much more time would you have to sit at the table and ask your third grade daughter, how's it really going? Those are the things that we're missing when we're running around. So plan all of your errands for one day. I also have a sticky pad or a notebook next to an area where I'm trying to focus on so that if my brain tries to focus on something else, which mine naturally does, I can write down the idea on the pad and go back to focusing. I even do this during church, you guys, because sometimes during the sermon, I'm like, no. I write it down on my idea notebook in my purse. I put the notebook back away and I go back to focusing on the sermon. It's great. I also do it when I'm surging that I mentioned, but have a pad with you where you can write down your awesome new idea, which is amazing in the moment, but then go back to focusing. And then I think I can't say it enough, but I probably will say it one more time. Time everything. How long does it take you to drive to get there? How long for the dishwasher? How long for laundry? How long for making beds? How long for making lunches? How long for email typically? How long for surging? How long for meetings? If you time those things, you are way less overwhelmed in one day to be like, there's no way I can get it all done. But if you've timed those tasks and you say, you know what? I can't get all of it done, but I can get these 4 things done for sure. It's less chaotic in your brain, in your home, in your family when you've timed it out and you've made the appropriate blocks of time for those things that you have so diligently timed out. That's right. I think I win for the most time saying timed in one podcast. So I hope that these productivity hacks have been helpful for you. In fact, not even going to say hope, I know they will be. Start implementing these in your daily lives, in your weeks, in your months, in your years, and just watch how much you are able to accomplish. Until next time, encouragers, we got this.
Hey, encouragers! If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you've had the scene where you're crying because there's no way you can meet all the roles in your life, I've been there. I've so been there, but I'm not there anymore. And I know how you can get out of that slump and start executing on all the things that God has equipped you to do. You can pick up my book at equippedtoexecute.com, also on my website at shoprSD.com, and it's also available on Amazon. Thank you for tuning in, encouragers. Remember to subscribe so it's automatically on your phone, and please rate and review me. We got this, encouragers.